okay? And this is something called the Technate of America. I want to show you this map, and I'm going to pull up more information about this. But if you're not familiar with this, you really need to look at this. Now, I'm going to be open and honest with you. I'm going to tell you that I cannot say for certain this is what we're doing, but the evidence that I'm going to present to you is getting overwhelming to point towards the idea that I think this is actually what we are in the process of trying to do. And I think the reason we're trying to do this is because we are now positioning ourselves not only to be control of the petrodollar, but when you're in control of the petrodollar, you can also control the shift away from the petrodollar to whatever you choose to be next, which is this rare earth mineral game and all of these things that we're getting into in the world economy. I will get into that more here in just a moment. But this is the Technate of America. So back before World War II, there was an idea floated to create and move away from a democracy, or actually a republic, to a technocracy. So a technocracy, there's a lot of ins and outs to it, but I will summarize it like this because this is the most important part that you need to understand. It operates under the premise that you control enough area on the planet where you can have you have access to all of the minerals and everything that you need in order to be self-sustaining. Thus, you don't need to go to another country to have any kind of trade with them. You can literally just keep everything in-house, and you can actually build strength via everything internal, right? And what this would do, if you really think about what this would destroy the world economy because effectively, if you can do that, imagine if we decided to just pull out of the world economy because we've gathered together enough land and enough resources to be able to do that. That would put the world at our feet, effectively. We would destroy everybody else. They would be completely beholden to anything that we wanted to do. It would make us economically a superpower beyond superpowers on this planet, okay? And if you look at all the components and pieces that we have done in order to compare that to the technocracy, okay, idea that was floated before World War II, it's sure starting to look like this is maybe what we are on the brink of doing or trying to aim our goals towards. This fell apart during World War II. The war was very convenient to make this go away. It never really gained traction after that. The world just wound up going a different direction. There's a lot more to it. I'm not going to take the time today to get into it. But effectively, that's what the technocracy idea is controlling enough land to be able to be completely self-sustaining. And like I said, you can imagine the immense power that comes with that. But if you look at this particular map here, and I want you to pay attention to this map, it's really, really important. Okay, it's gonna completely highlight some things we're going to talk about here in a bit. On the southern end, we already control the northwestern end, right? We already have Alaska. Check, it's ours. Bought it from Russia back in like the 40s or 50s, I think. We already have Hawaii. Check, it's ours because that's your outer perimeter, right? We don't have Canada, but Canada is now currently sandwiched between Alaska, ourselves, and now Greenland. We're going to get into Greenland next. But if you look on the southern part, there's a little bit of an area that is outside of Venezuela, but the vast majority of the southernmost portion of what you can see here is Venezuela. The other one would be Colombia. We've also talked about a lot about Colombia. Colombia is kind of flying under the radar, but he has talked about drugs in Colombia. It worked the first time. Why wouldn't we use it again? And the other thing is Cuba. Cuba has a lot of resources. They just don't have the economic infrastructure to be able to have access to them. But this would put us in control of Cuba and the Dominican and Haiti. Okay, so all of this would wind up becoming folded into the Technate. He's also immediately after the thing with Greenland was done, he immediately turned and started talking about Canada again. Now it's kind of died off here in the last few weeks and months, but don't be surprised if it gets kicked back up again.